she's a very spiritual person, and that actually kind of surprised me. We've had different talks, and even though our religious beliefs are very different, she's very open to hearing what your relationship is to your spiritual beliefs and how you practice that in your life.
And the other part of my life was a spiritual searching. So in my life, at least, the Lord plays a huge part. And I feel to acknowledge that constantly. I feel facilitated entirely by His nature. So I hope that is something that other people perceive and value.
Now here's another really important area where centenarians across the globe have something in common, and that's that they all have strong spiritual beliefs. They aren't always necessarily religious. Some may find God in a tree, in nature, others in churches, but they all have a strong belief in a power that's greater than us. The other thing about having a spiritual belief is that very often it comes with a community, and being part of a community is always a health enhancing event when that community is something that supports you, where you feel like you are embraced by them.
With my religious community, I'm Mormon, and so we meet every week, and I teach Sunday school for adults, and I've had other what we call callings, and I love all these people, all these women, particularly the women that I meet and the men, wonderful people.
And did you notice how Elinor said she's still teaching? Well, I remember my grandfather who lived with us until he was 101. In his late 80s, he was still coaching me how to play tennis. These aren't people who give up as they get older. They get involved and stay involved. I remember watching a BBC documentary on the 90-plus study, and there was one lady who was in her late 90s who they could just never catch up with to interview because she was always out in the community, volunteering, helping people, doing things. There's no need to shut your life down as you get older. That's the time to get out and have fun. And the more you get out and the more you help people, the healthier you'll be, because your cells know when you're doing good stuff and they respond accordingly. And the other thing about centenarians is that they are so often people who inspire others. Elinor's someone who inspires others, and she's a star in the doll making world. But I bet you that there are people who quietly consider her to be a star in her Mormon church as well.
But there's a different relationship there. I'm just part of that community. I'm not a star in that community. But I am, or at least I've experienced being a star in the small community which I started.